Welcome to FinTech Guru. Here we are analyzing the Indian stock market from its official sources. Now, just a quick reminder, all the materials here are strictly for study and research purposes only. For investments, you have to consult with your SEBI-approved persons or do your own research. Again, welcome to Siva Presents FinTech Guru. All right, let's dive in. Today, we're putting a major player in the global pharmaceutical space under the microscope. Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. We're going to unpack their business, take a look at their really incredible financial performance, and tackle the huge challenge looming on the horizon that could reshape their entire future.
You know, to really understand what drives a company, you've got to start with its purpose. And Dr. Reddy's makes it crystal clear. Their whole mission is about getting affordable and innovative medicines to people, and fast. This one idea, good health can't wait, is pretty much the foundation for everything we're about to cover.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll kick things off with a company profile, then we'll decode their business model. After that, we'll get into their record-breaking financials, see what their strategy is for the future, and finally, we'll look at the key risks on the road ahead. So first up, let's just get a handle on how big this company actually is. Dr. Reddy's is an absolute powerhouse. We're talking about a company that, from its home base in Hyderabad, India, has built a massive network that reaches patients in 83 different countries. So yeah, don't think of this as just an Indian company. It is a global force to be reckoned with, for sure. Okay, so a company of this scale, how do they actually operate? Let's peel back the layers and decode their business model. And what's really fascinating here is just how diverse their business is. They're not a one-trick pony. I mean, they do it all. From making the basic building blocks of drugs, the APIs, all the way to producing affordable generic medicines. But they're also playing in the big leagues with complex things like biosimilars, over-the-counter stuff, and even developing their own brand new drugs. This diversification is absolutely key. And they sell these products all over the world. I mean, look at this. Their revenue is spread across all the major markets. The USA is a huge piece of the pie, no surprise there. But they're also incredibly strong in their home market of India, plus key emerging markets like Russia, China, and Brazil, and of course Europe. Having a global footprint like that really gives them a solid buffer if one region has a downturn. All right, let's talk numbers, because the company's financial year 2025 was, to put it mildly, an absolute blockbuster. Check this out. The company hit its highest ever annual revenue, pulling in over $3.8 billion US. That is a massive milestone, and it just shows you the incredible momentum they have right now. And we're not talking about slow and steady growth here. No way. This was a 17% jump in revenue from the year before. For a company of this size, that kind of double-digit growth is a sign of a very, very healthy business. So how efficiently are they using their cash to make more cash? Well, that's where this metric, return on capital employed, comes in. And a figure of 27.7%, that is really strong. It basically means for every $100 they invest in their business, they're getting nearly $28 back in profit. That's the sign of a well-oiled, profitable machine. But, as we all know, past performance is no guarantee of future success. So what's Dr. Reddy's game plan for what comes next? Let's take a look. Their plan is built on these four big pillars. First, they're strengthening their core businesses, their bread and butter. Second, they're scaling up new ventures in areas like consumer healthcare and biosimilars. Third, they're getting smarter about their product portfolio. And finally, they're keeping their eyes open for smart acquisitions and partnerships to fuel even more growth. And they are absolutely putting their money where their mouth is. Last year alone, they poured over $300 million, that's 8.4% of their total revenue, right back into R&D. That is the fuel for their future, for the new products they'll need to tackle the challenges ahead. Which brings us to our final section, and probably the single biggest challenge sitting on Dr. Reddy's horizon. So, to get this, we need to talk about the patent cliff. In the pharma world, it's a huge deal. Imagine a blockbuster drug's patent expires. Suddenly, its sales can just plummet as tons of cheaper generic versions flood the market. Now, usually for a generics maker like Dr. Reddy's, that's great news. But what happens when one of your own blockbuster generics is about to face that same fate? And listen, this isn't speculation. This is a direct quote from the company's own annual report. They are openly telling everyone that one of their most important products in the US is about to get hit with a lot more competition, and they're preparing for a significant hit to sales and profits starting in early 2026. So how in the world do you prepare for a hit like that? Well, the CEO basically laid it out on an earnings call. Their plan is to grow the rest of the business faster than this one key product's declines. They're literally trying to outrun the patent cliff by accelerating growth everywhere else, all while keeping costs in check to protect their profit margins. It's a real balancing act. And so this leaves us with the big, multi-billion-dollar question. Dr. Reddy's is a fantastic, high-performing, well-managed company, but they are now in a race against the clock to offset a very predictable and very significant revenue challenge. So can their strategic investments in diversification and innovation actually pay off in time to ensure their next chapter is just as successful as their last? That's what everyone's waiting to find out.
And on that note, a huge thank you to all you FinTech Guru YouTube channel viewers for tuning in to this analysis. To support our research, please subscribe to the channel and enable the notification button so we can produce more videos like this.